Only 5% of seniors can do these 5 things after 70. Improve longevity and health today, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you a question that should stop you in your tracks. Do you want to be among the 95% who decline and wither away after 70? Or do you want to be among the 5% who thrive? Because make no mistake, there are those who will reach their later years strong, independent, and capable, while the vast majority will slip into frailty and dependency. And the terrifying thing is that it's not random, it's a predictable consequence of the choices you make right now. We like to tell ourselves that aging is inevitable, that losing strength, mental clarity, and resilience is just part of the package. But that's a lie. A lie we tell ourselves to avoid responsibility. The truth, the harsh but liberating truth, is that you have far more control over your longevity and health than you think. So today, I want to share with you 5 critical things that only 5% of seniors can still do after 70. These are not just nice to-haves. They are the dividing line between a fulfilling, vibrant life and one marked by suffering and decline. And if you start working on them today, you dramatically increase your odds of joining the 5%. 1. Getting up from the floor. Most people don't think twice about sitting on the floor. It's something we do naturally when we're young, playing as children, stretching after a workout, or just lounging casually. But as we age, something changes. Suddenly, getting up off the floor becomes a struggle, a moment of panic, or even an impossibility. And yet, this seemingly simple ability is one of the strongest indicators of longevity and independence. The ability to get up from the floor requires a combination of mobility, balance, coordination, and strength. It engages the core, the legs, and the stabilizing muscles that keep us upright and steady. If any one of these components weakens, the entire system becomes compromised. That's why so many seniors who lose this ability find themselves at a significantly higher risk of injury, hospitalization, and overall decline. It's not just about the mechanics of standing up, it's about what that loss represents. A body that is no longer capable of basic movement without assistance. One of the most dangerous situations an aging person can face is a fall. Falls are the leading cause of injury-related deaths in seniors. And what's even more alarming is that many of these deaths don't come from the fall itself, but from what happens afterward. If a person falls and cannot get up, they are at risk of prolonged immobility, which can lead to serious complications, like pressure sores, dehydration, and even organ failure. The longer someone remains on the ground without help, the worse the outcome becomes. This isn't just about preventing catastrophe, it's about maintaining freedom. If you can get up off the floor without assistance, you are demonstrating that you've maintained a fundamental level of physical fitness. It means your muscles are strong enough to push you up, your joints are mobile enough to move fluidly, and your nervous system is responsive enough to coordinate the action. 2. Maintaining strength and flexibility is not just about aesthetics or lifting heavy weights in a gym, it's about survival. The ability to carry a bag of groceries without struggling is a basic, yet crucial indicator of whether a person will maintain their independence as they age. This simple task requires grip strength, upper and lower body power, and core stability. When any of these begin to weaken, everyday activities become difficult, and dependency starts creeping in. The people who maintain this ability into their later years are those who have consistently worked to preserve their muscle mass and functional strength. As people age, they naturally lose muscle mass through a process called sarcopenia. This decline begins as early as the 30s and accelerates without intentional resistance training. The average person loses about 3 to 5% of their muscle mass per decade. And by the time they reach 70, this loss can become debilitating. Weakness doesn't just mean struggling with physical tasks. It means an increased risk of falls, slower recovery from illness, and a reduced ability to handle daily stresses. The stronger a person is, the more resilient they are against injury, disease, and the inevitable challenges that come with aging. Grip strength, in particular, has been strongly linked to overall health and longevity. Research has shown that weaker grip strength correlates with a higher risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, and even early mortality. If you cannot hold on to a bag of groceries without fatigue, it signals a deeper issue with your overall strength and endurance. This isn't just about lifting, it's about being able to confidently navigate the world without fearing that your body will fail you. 3. Climbing stairs. Climbing a flight of stairs may seem like a routine task, but it is one of the most telling measures of cardiovascular and muscular endurance. The ability to ascend stairs without gasping for air indicates a well-tuned heart, strong legs, and a body capable of sustaining effort under load. When this ability diminishes, it is a red flag that overall health is declining. For many, the moment they start avoiding stairs is the moment their world begins to shrink. The heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it must be trained. If it is not regularly challenged, it weakens. A strong cardiovascular system ensures that oxygen is efficiently delivered to the muscles, allowing the body to perform sustained activity without fatigue. When someone struggles with stairs, it often signals that their heart is no longer conditioned for exertion. Leg strength is equally important. Climbing stairs requires power from the quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, as well as stability from the core. If these muscles atrophy due to inactivity, tasks that were once effortless become strenuous. Weak legs increase the risk of falls, which are a leading cause of injury and loss of independence in older adults. Avoiding stairs leads to behavioral decline. People who find stairs difficult often begin limiting their movements. They choose to stay on one floor, take the elevator even for short distances, or avoid certain places altogether. This gradual withdrawal from activity accelerates health decline. The less the body is used, the faster it deteriorates. Maintaining the ability to climb stairs is not about luck, it's about consistent effort. 4. Keeping memory sharp. Memory is often seen as something that naturally fades with age. But that belief is both misleading and dangerous. The ability to remember a short list of 5 items might seem trivial, but it is a powerful indicator of cognitive health. When this ability declines, it is often the first sign that deeper neurological issues may be developing. Those who maintain strong memory into their 70s and beyond are not simply lucky. They have engaged in lifelong habits that preserve and strengthen brain function. The brain, like any other organ, requires regular stimulation to stay sharp. When it is not challenged, it begins to atrophy. Just as muscles weaken from lack of use, neural pathways deteriorate when they are not exercised. The ability to recall information depends on the strength of these pathways, and without deliberate mental effort, they fade. People who stop learning new things, who disengage from problem solving, or who rely too heavily on external memory aids like phones and notepads are often the ones who experience cognitive decline the fastest. There's a direct connection between mental activity and long-term brain health. Engaging in activities that require memory, attention, and critical thinking strengthens neural connections. Reading books, playing strategic games, learning a new language, or even engaging in deep conversation forces the brain to work, reinforcing its ability to store and retrieve information. 5. Having a sense of purpose. Sense of purpose is one of the most powerful factors in determining not just how long a person lives, but how well they live. People who wake up each day with a reason to engage with the world are far more likely to maintain their physical health, cognitive sharpness, and emotional resilience. Those who lose their sense of purpose often deteriorate rapidly both mentally and physically. The body and mind respond to meaning. When a person believes their life has value, their entire system functions better. Studies on longevity consistently show that individuals with a strong sense of purpose live longer and experience lower rates of depression, cognitive decline, and disease. This is not just a psychological phenomenon, it is a biological reality. Retirement often marks a critical turning point. Many people spend decades building careers, raising families, or contributing to their community. When those responsibilities fade, some struggle to redefine their identity. Without a clear purpose, motivation declines, routines disappear, and engagement with the world diminishes. The people who thrive after 70 are the ones who actively seek out new ways to contribute, whether through mentorship, creative pursuits, volunteering, or continuous learning. They remain connected to something larger than themselves. Purpose is not something handed to a person, it is something that must be cultivated. Waiting for inspiration or meaning to appear leads to stagnation. Now, let's be clear, none of this happens by accident. Strength, resilience, mental sharpness, purpose, these things must be earned. But the beauty of it is that you don't have to wait until you're 70 to start. You start today. You build the habits, you develop the discipline, you take control of your future before it's too late. Because here's the brutal truth. If you do what everyone else does, you will get what everyone else gets, and what everyone else gets is decline, weakness, and dependence. So make the decision now. Choose strength over frailty. Choose independence over helplessness. Choose life over slow decay. The difference between those who thrive and those who don't isn't luck. It's action. And that action starts today.